today I want to talk to you guys all about common mistakes with foundation and concealer. And so I'm going to make mistakes on the right side of my face, and I'm going to do it the right way on the left side of my face. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Sometimes my lighting is good, sometimes it's bad. But the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is what kind of foundation is right for your skin type. So I love Younique products because they're very, very good. And the nice thing is that a lot of people, no matter your skin type, can use a lot of our products, especially our liquid foundation. It's a pretty cool product because it really works for pretty much every single skin type. So your basics of foundation are liquid foundation, your BB creams or CC creams. This is cream. Oh, well, the little blender thing is on there, but this is cream foundation. And then your powder foundation. So, people with dry skin, I'm going to say dry to normal, and then we're going to talk extremely dry people in a minute. Okay, so people with dry to normal skin are probably the luckiest because they have the most options available to them. So dry to normal skin, you can use our liquid foundation. Dry to normal skin loves BB cream. Dry to normal skin is fine with cream foundation too. Once you get a little closer to normal skin, cream may or may not be a little too heavy for you. It just depends on how dry or not dry your skin is. People with oily skin, I'm not even going to say normal to oily. I mean, I could, but I think you know that I'm talking to you if you have oily skin. And I'm not just talking, oh, I get oily here, like in my T-zone. I'm talking you have oily skin. Guess what? No. No to cream. Yes to powder. Powder will be your friend. Oh, I need more. Powder will be your friend. But here's the cool thing, okay? So normally for oily skin people, I would say no to liquid too. But the beautiful thing about Younique's liquid foundation is that it is a liquid to powder foundation. So this is where it's really cool because almost everybody can use this foundation. Now, if you're super, super oily, and I mean like I just see shine all over your face, you can give this a go. It may or may not work. Okay, and it'll depend on what you're using as primer, how you're applying, that kind of thing. But the nice thing about our company too is we have a 14-day love-it guarantee, so it doesn't matter. You can, if it don't work, it don't work. But pretty much anywhere from normal to dry, normal to oily can use our liquid foundation because it is a liquid to powder. So it is so super cool that it does that. Otherwise, oily skin people, you are going to rely on and love your powder foundation. Now, the nice thing about Younique products is that they're super highly pigmented. No matter what you choose, you are going to get good coverage. And the thing with powder, you can put it on really lightly for really light coverage, or you can put it on a little bit heavier and get a better coverage. Now, the other end of the spectrum that I wanted to talk about really quick, the only other people that may have a slight issue with our liquid foundation are people that have so extremely dry skin that no matter what you do, you are dealing with flakes every single day. No matter what you do, you probably won't like this, and you would probably be better off with a BB cream or a cream foundation, okay? But here's the one thing I want to tell you guys. I actually have extremely dry skin. I also have this condition on my skin where it doesn't slough off its dead skin cells itself, which forces me to pretty much have to exfoliate almost daily. But if you are taking care of your skin the right way, and I can talk to you about skincare, but if you are taking care of your skin, you are going to have a lot more options available to you, even oily skin people too, okay? So really dry skin people, you need to be exfoliating, moisturizing day and night, probably a night cream at night, and a nice hydrating cream during the day, okay? Oily skin people, you need to be doing oil controlling masks, oil controlling cleansers, and creams that are lighter for your skin so that they're not caking on there and sitting too heavily. Oily skin people, you have to be very careful with what you use so you don't overdo it. Dry skin people, like, you need to exfoliate and then layer it on. And if you are taking care of your skin the right way, you're going to have luck with just about any foundation, no matter what kind of skin you have, because the steps you take in your skincare routine should be balancing out your skin. See what I'm saying? So we can talk about skincare later. Always feel free to message me if you want to talk about skincare and what the right routine for you is. I'm going to tell you, good skincare is going to cost you, but the nice thing about good skincare, actually, I mean, good anything is going to cost you, but the nice thing about good products is that they're going to last you a lot longer. I can go through a CVS drugstore cleanser in about a month, whereas mine lasts me 3 months, right? So just always take that into consideration. Okay, so now let's get into common foundation mistakes. Okay, and I'm going to use our liquid foundation today as my example. But, so common foundation issue number 1, you're not priming. I know this is an extra step that you don't want to do. But let me tell you, you need to. Priming. And beyond the fact that primer can make your makeup stay on longer, it's going to fill in your pores. It's going to keep your makeup from settling into your wrinkles. I'm sorry, we all have them, even if it's just smile lines, right? It's going to keep your makeup from settling into your wrinkles. It's going to make your makeup go on a lot smoother. I'm sure you've all seen the photos of like oranges that have primer on one and no primer on the other. And on the ones that don't have primer, like just the little like indents in the orange peel is like, ooh, like popping right out through the foundation, right? And the ones that had primer on, the foundation's like, hello, let me conceal all of you. So I said before, I'm going to make this my bad side. So I'm going to put primer on this side of my face so that it dries. Well, we do this side of my face. I love my primer. So here's the other thing too. So we were just talking about skin types, right? This primer is particularly good for people with dry skin, hence why I love it. If you have more oily skin, you actually can use our setting spray as primer and it'll work beautifully for you. And then you have like one product for multiple steps, right? Some people will just put primer on their more porous parts of their skin. I have dry skin, so every part of my skin is porous. Be very careful under your eye. I normally dot it on there. I'm being lazy today. Don't be lazy. Don't be a Christy. Okay, now primer normally takes about 5 minutes to set. Probably not going to wait for that today, but we'll talk about your bad side. Okay, so first of all, if you're not going to shake, I'm not going to even try to not shake up my foundation because it would just not work. But if you don't shake up your foundation, that's a problem for liquid foundations. Okay, so here is, now there's so many different tools. Today I'm going to talk about using a brush or not using a brush. You can use a beauty blender, right? If you're going to do the wrong way of using a beauty blender, you would not let it be damp when you go to use it and you'd go with it, okay? Beauty blenders need to be damp and they need to pat. Okay, you're gonna pat in circle motions, and it's fine. Everybody is different. Everybody, you know, just does what they want with their foundation, and that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to put my foundation on here. This is weird to only do half my face, but that's okay. Here is the number 1. When people tell me their foundation isn't working right, I'm like, what are you applying it with? They say their hand. First of all, if I'm applying with my hand, my fingers are eating up a ton of product, especially because I'm a dry skin person. But you're putting bacteria and ickies that you have on your hands onto your face, which is gross. That's just, it's dirty. Don't do that. You're not going to get as good of a coverage. I'm actually going to do just a little more because I didn't put enough on my face. But you're not going to get as good of a coverage using your fingers to blend stuff in. You're not going to get it blended right either. So normally this foundation like super covers everything for me. Just the foundation itself. And I can tell right now that it's really uneven right now. And then 2, here's the other thing. When you're applying, you stop right here. When I am out and about and I see people that clearly stopped their foundation right at their jawline, it makes me cringe because I can see that you haven't blended down your neck and that's just not good. Okay, so uneven, not good, people. Just not good. All right, so now let's go do it the right way. So I'm going to put my dots on. I didn't initially put enough on my other side. Okay, so for our liquid foundation, for my company, I have seen people use other brushes. They always wind up getting this one. So I don't know what kind of Voodoo Magic it is. You hear me talk about Voodoo Magic all the time, but this liquid foundation brush is Voodoo Magic. It works beautifully. I don't know what they did to it. They put like a little spell on it so that it works the best. I don't know. But you're going to take your brush and do light circles. So just really light circles. Blend it into your hairline. I know sometimes you can't like see on here, you guys, but I am barely pressing this into my skin. Trying to be conservative today, apparently, and it's not working for me. But, okay. So, I can see my pores over here. This is going to be a lot smoother. It's going to stay on, and it's going to conceal better. And I can even, like, when I get in close, I can tell how uneven this side looks compared to this side. So that's your number one step with foundation. First of all, you got to find the one that's right for you and your skin tone. Get color matched by a professional. Apply it the right way. Blend it down your neck. I'm being picky now. Okay, so that's what I have to say about your foundation, okay? Now, with your concealer, I'm going to talk about something that I didn't really do because I would have done it first, but I want to talk about foundation first. So with your concealer, actually I should have gone and grabbed, I'll have to run and grab something. But with your concealer, if you are trying to cover a blemish, I want you to cover that before you put your foundation on, and then you have to let it dry. Okay, so you're going to take, especially if you have this one, because it is so highly concentrated, you need like a microscopic amount, but you're going to take a little bit, pat it on, use, you know, a brush if you want to, whatever you want, pat it on really lightly, blend it out a little bit, let it dry. If you go to put your foundation on over concealer that you've concealed a zit or something, and you have not let that concealer dry when you're putting your foundation on, even if you're applying your foundation the right way, it is not going to stay. Okay, it's not going to stay there. It's going to move. And you're going to be like, oh my God, you can see my zit. It's going to be great. Hold on one second. Ah, not that one. Okay, so next step. When choosing a foundation, or a concealer, it should always be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation. So what's really nice about our products is they're all named the same thing. So, I use Velour as my concealer and Taffeta is my foundation. But what I'm going to show you on this side of my face is using the same Taffeta. It's not bad to use the same, and sometimes people have to, but for the reasons that I'm going to put this concealer on, I like a shade lighter because I'm using it to brighten my under eye area. If I use it on this side, it's still going to cover my dark circles, but it's not going to give you that bright effect. Or if you have a special day and you're trying to take pictures, your eyes are not going to be as bright as you'd like them to be if you're using the same color concealer. So let's go ahead and I'm going to use the same technique on both sides, but let's go ahead. Well, I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. Let's go ahead and do the concealer on, a new thing. Gosh, there's so much in this one. We're going to conceal my right eye first because this is my bad eye side. So I'm using Taffeta concealer on top of my, why did I put it on my right hand when I use my right hand to apply? Oh my gosh, that was not enough. What am I doing with my life, everybody? Hold on. There we go. Okay. So, well, I'll do a little bit. So normally I'm going to do a V shape to really brighten up my look, but we're going to just go right under my eyes. So like I said, this is still going to conceal, but it's not going to look as good as doing 1 to 2 shades lighter. So I'm only applying it to my dark circle on this side. It actually, to me, makes it stand out more right now. So I'm just patting in the color. Okay, so that's doing the same shade concealer as foundation. Mind you, too, it looks even more ridiculous because I rubbed my foundation in with my hands on this side, so my foundation's really uneven. So now we're going to go in with my one shade lighter and apply it the right way on this side. Using the other side of my brush. Okay. So this is literally just one shade lighter. And I'm gonna make my V. I mean, you guys like, right? So much brighter under here. I know right now it looks ridiculous, but hold on. And this is what I always do, okay? So this is literally the colors I always use. I'm not going like crazy or anything. So even though this is in the middle of like my process, you guys know this is what I do and use on a regular basis. So I pat it out. Now typically I'd blend out this line a little bit more, but I'd also be putting blush over here and contouring. But even if you just want to conceal, just pat it out. So you can just pat out all the lines and get it nice and blended. So way brighter over here. This almost looks worse in my opinion over here using the same color. It like brought my eye down. It like makes my bag look heavier. Okay, so a huge difference between using 1 to 2 shades lighter for your under eye versus using the same color concealer as your foundation. Okay, so you guys want to make sure that you're really making sure to pick the right shades. And again, if you have trouble with that, ask a professional. Anyways, okay, so the last step that has to do with concealer and foundation to me is going to be your setting powders and your setting sprays. I don't bake. I just don't. I find it tedious and irritating. And I'm typically the faster I can get something done, the better kind of person. Hold on, let me wipe this extra concealer off of my hand. Our concealers are water resistant too, which is like the coolest thing. I didn't realize that for a very long time, but they are. Okay, so under eyes especially. Keep it even more because we smile, you guys. So it's very hard to keep your under eye concealer from creasing, right? But there are 2 extra steps that you can do to make it very much so not happen. That was like a really weird sentence. So the first step is to apply setting powder under your eye. Our setting powder is really cool. It's a loose powder. So I'm gonna take this little concealer brush and dab it in there, tap some off. Of course, I'm only doing my correct side because my incorrect side would not have done this step. The nice thing about our setting powders too is they have like light reflecting stuff in them. They're light reflecting. I don't know how to say that the right way. But so in pictures, they make your under eye look even better, which is super good. Okay, so this setting powder is there. It's gonna help keep your under eye from creasing even more. And I hope you guys can see, like already in the camera, that even looks better than it was a second ago, right? And so this side is like, this side looks like I got no sleep last night, even though I have makeup on. And this side's like, hey world, what's up? Even though I pretty much don't have any makeup on. Okay, so then your last step is going to be setting spray. Now I've always wanted to do this like video and I keep forgetting to find an old phone. So if I were able to take my phone and like show you the screen of it, when you put this setting spray on and you let it dry and you're like chatting away, you know how like normally you look at your phone and you're like, oh, that's disgusting because your foundation stuff is all over your phone. Nope, not gonna happen. So really simple. Just gonna spray it on. Fan it dry. And now you have long-lasting makeup that's not going to rub off on your makeup on your phone. And yeah, Okay, so do the wrong steps, look dark and swollen, uneven, really defeats the purpose of what you're doing with the products you have anyways. Do the right steps and it can brighten your whole face up, even out your skin tone. And yeah. All right, so I hope that helps some of you guys. If you guys have any questions, you know you can always contact me, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.